24/7 Fusion Media.
Hey, what's up? It's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media, and just a couple days ago this article was released, which is an exclusive from the director of the ThunderCats himself. And I know the last time I did a video was when the director had been picked, and that was almost 3 years ago. So now it's about 3 years later, and we're finally getting some kind of update, and hopefully it'll let us know what's going on with this ThunderCats movie at this very moment. Coming from Screen Rant, ThunderCats director explains how a reboot will stay 100% true to the 80s cartoon. Exclusive, ThunderCats director reveals that his vision for the reboot movie will look to remain as accurate as possible to the beloved 80s cartoon. Well, hopefully he can make do on his vision. Hopefully he can keep it together and we can actually see it through. ThunderCats reboot director Adam Wingard shared that his vision for the movie will stay accurate as possible to the classic 80s cartoon based on the original ThunderCats animated series, which debuted in 1985. The franchise follows a group of humanoid alien cats seeking to protect their planet from the villainous Munra. The long-awaited project has been on the back burner for several years at Warner Brothers, as the development of the feature film has proven tricky for the studio to get off the ground. Wingard was first attached in 2021 when he signed on to direct and co-write. Okay. All right, so that lets you know what's that gives us some kind of indication of what's been going on. Now, in an exclusive interview with Screen Rant, Wingard spoke about his plans for the movie and his desire to explore characters in ThunderCats to remain faithful to the original, confirming that it will represent something of a passion project for him. The Godzilla X-Con director revealed he had penned a 270-page handwritten screenplay for the movie when he was in high school. Damn, how old is this motherfucker? Okay, he spoke of his desire to hark back to the look and feel of the classic 80s version of the cartoon in his movie. Okay, so I guess this is what Adam Wingard had to say. He says, "My version is going to be 100% the 80s version. I've seen the rebooted anime one, but if I'm honest, the 80s one, that's what ThunderCats is for me. That's what I'd be creating. When I was in high school, I was so into ThunderCats that I wrote this 270-page screenplay, like handwritten screenplay on it. It was my biggest dream growing up to make a ThunderCats movie, and so here I am with the ability to actually do that. I'm still kind of fulfilling that dream." Wow. So he's been wanting to do it since he was in high school. Interesting. When that dream started, it was well before the animated version, so that's why. That's what I know, and that's the vibe. I'm trying to do it, and if ThunderCats ends up happening, which I hope it does, my version, I want to bring to life the exact designs from the 1980s. I'd want to bring back the exact designs from the 80s version. I want the look of them. I don't want it to be like, okay, it's the movie, so you got to make them look more realistic somehow. It's like, no. I want to bring the cartoon and the toys to life. I want to see the exact costumes and everything. Wow. Okay, so he's actually he's going pretty hard with it. Will a ThunderCats movie happen, and how will it might be received? Okay. Well, that's true. That's very true. The ThunderCats feature film project has also been gestating for several years, so it wouldn't be surprising if it was a few more years before any physical footage comes to light. There's been more challenges linked to this project, with the critically panned Cats movie adaptation showing the difficulties of creating accurate and realistic humanoid animal hybrids, which works more effectively in animation. You know, I do believe that there can be a way to pull it off. I think you would have to actually come with some practical effects And you can't just base all of this on CGI. You come in with practical effects, and then you let the CGI kind of, work its way around that to kind of make it more cohesive, instead of just totally depending on CGI and green screen. He would have to find a way to actually work the two out. And to be honest, he needs to probably look at the comic books, because there's a lot of artists that have actually drawn the ThunderCats and made them more into a realistic kind of look to where it can actually be pulled off. So if he needs to go and look at all the art that's been done and see how he can actually do it. And I don't think it'd be too hard, because a lot of them look pretty human-like. Panthro, you would have to work on him some. And everybody else, I think with makeup, you would have to do it. You'd have to, at least for Lion-O, you'd have to get somebody built. But I think you could pull it off, and you didn't have to actually do too much to actually make it happen. But you got to put the right people in the right places, and people that can actually pull off the look. And I'm thinking it would have to actually be more practical effects, and the CGI would be kind of like the icing on the cake. But I think you'd have to go with the practical effects of it all. And to be honest, it looked weird when the Cats movie came out with Taylor Swift. That movie, they relied too much on the CGI. I think that was what affected the Cats movie, and for that reason, a lot of people were immediately turned off. While Wingard has spoken of his desire to lean heavily on CGI, this is still going to be a significant stumbling block. Of course it is. Why the canceled ThunderCats movie never happened. It says the technicality and visuals of the main issue the director and his team will need to iron out. However, it will also be important to develop a strong and engaging story that allows the movie to thrive as its own entity while also paying homage to the animated series and franchise. Wingard is no stranger to adapting pre-existing intellectual properties, having already adapted Death Note for the big screen and directing Godzilla vs. Kong and its follow-up, Godzilla x Kong, The New Empire. Okay, this guy already knows how to deal with CGI and deal with movies that are, completely fantasy and sci-fi. So I think it'll be interesting if this guy can actually get this off the ground. It says whether a ThunderCats feature film will happen at this point remains to be seen. Its fruition will depend on the script. Wingard and longtime collaborator Simon Barrett can produce, and the budget Warner Brothers might provide them with to realize their vision. For now, the franchise continues to endure with 3 animated shows, comic books, and video games, as the ThunderCats movie can hopefully overcome these obstacles. Video games? What fucking video games? I had to look into that, because if there have been any real fucking ThunderCats games that have came out, we would have known about it. So it might have been some shit like on Game Boy or some shit like that. But look, I think this guy has the right idea. The issue is that you have people that are promising they're gonna get book accurate, comic accurate, or cartoon accurate stuff when things are adapted onto the big screen. Point and take, you look at what Kevin Smith tried to do with He-Man. He tried to tell us, hey, we're gonna give you the He-Man that you grew up to. We're gonna give you the He-Man that you guys know and love. We're gonna sit there and give you the next installment of the original He-Man series from the 80s. And what it ended up being was a fucking bait and switch. And people are wondering if that's the exact same thing they're gonna get out of this X-Men series. But we're gonna have to wait and see. Now, as far as ThunderCats goes, it's gonna be a thing that hopefully if the production can get off the ground, we can see if this guy is gonna actually bring cartoon accurate ThunderCats, or we're gonna get some shit that the studio is gonna have some kind of involvement and it's not gonna look what it's supposed to look like. And if it doesn't look like ThunderCats, people are not gonna fuck with it. So that's really what it is. You gotta come with a good script. This thing has to be believable. if you're talking about you want the fucking action figures to come to life, well, then you're gonna have to make it happen. And with Warner Brothers, you have the capabilities of doing it, but hopefully they don't fucking tie your hands in the midst of trying to bring the true essence of ThunderCats to the public. But that's my take. That's how I feel. You guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Do you think that this is going to be a truly cartoon accurate ThunderCats? Or do you think this thing is going to heavily rely on CGI and it's going to fuck around and look like some shit that none of us are going to want to see? Like I said, you guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. And as always, it's your boy 24/7 here with 24/7 Fusion Media. And I'm out. Peace.